and today we're going to be reading, singing, and playing all about one of my favorite places in the whole world, the zoo. But first, can you sing that welcome song with me one more time? I'm singing using signs in American Sign Language. The sign for hello looks like this. It's like a little salute. And to sign friends, we take our two pointer fingers and wrap them around each other like they're giving each other a hug. Let's try it together. Hello friends, hello friends, hello friends, it's time to say hello. Great job! We're going to sing another song together, and can you help me out by using your hands to pat to the beat? Great job. All right. Daddy's taking us to the zoo tomorrow, zoo tomorrow, zoo tomorrow. Daddy's taking us to the zoo tomorrow, and we can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you can come too, too, too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. Now, what animals do you think we might see at the zoo? See the elephant with a long trunk swinging, great big ears and a long trunk swinging, snuffing up peanuts with a long trunk swinging, and we can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you can come too, too, too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. See those monkeys all scratch, scratch, scratching, jumping all around and a scratch, scratch, scratching, swinging by a long tail, scratch, scratch, scratching, and we can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you can come too, too, too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. The seals in the pool all honk, honk, honking, catching the fish and a honk, honk, honking. Little tiny seals are honk, honk, honking, and we can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you can come too, too, too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. Yeah! All right, I think it's just about time for a story, and I've brought one to read. That's about one of my favorite animals to look for at the zoo. This is Sloth Slept On. It was written and illustrated by Fran Preston Gannon. That means she wrote the story and made the pictures. Oh, look at that. It looks like a poster. And it says, "Missing. If found, please return to the zoo." He wasn't like any other creature we had ever found in the backyard. We asked him his name. We asked what he was doing up in our tree, but there was no answer. He was asleep. We had lots of questions, so we set off to find some answers. First, we asked Dad what he thought, but he was busy. We looked in all the books we could find. They were full of pictures and words and places and things, but there was nothing that looked like our new friend. We knew he wasn't an elephant. He didn't have a trunk. He wasn't a tiger either. He didn't have any stripes. He wasn't a horse or a bear. He let out a loud snore. He was still asleep. Perhaps he didn't belong in our backyard at all. Maybe he had traveled for a very long time from somewhere far away. Like outer space, maybe? Maybe he was a ferocious pirate who had been sailing the seas and was sleepy from all his adventures. He might even be a brave knight who was exhausted from spending all his time fighting dragons. Look! He's not an elephant or an astronaut or a pirate or a knight. He's an animal called a sloth. We learned that our friend usually lives in the beautiful rainforests of Central and South America. This sloth is a type called a three-toed sloth, who uses his strong grip to stay in the trees. Sloths move very, very slowly. The sloth is a very sleepy animal. He can sleep hanging in a tree for up to 20 hours a day. Sometimes a sloth lives in the same tree in the rainforest for years at a time. The rainforest has all the things that a sloth likes to eat best, such as leaves, fruit, twigs, and even bugs. The rainforest sounded wonderful. We decided there was only one thing to do. We found a nice big box and used all the stamps we could find. We packed him some lovely leaves to eat and toys for the journey. It says, "Please send to the rainforest." We were so happy the sloth had come all the way from the rainforest to visit. We would miss him lots, but we were glad that he would be waking up back where he belonged. Deep in the rainforest, the sloth finally stirred. He had been having the most wonderful sleep. He slowly lifted his head, looked around, and said, "Excuse me, which way is the zoo?" The end. Wasn't that a silly story? So, on our trip to the zoo so far, we've seen elephants, and monkeys, and seals, and sloths. What other animals might we see? I give you some clues. Can you guess some different types of zoo animals? Let's find out. These animals are sort of like a horse, except for their black and white stripes, of course. What are they? That's right, zebras. These animals have necks that are long, long, long. If you guessed the turtle, you'd be wrong, wrong, wrong. What are they? That's right, giraffes. These birds can't fly and they look kind of funny. They're black all over with a little white tummy. What are they? That's right, penguins. This animal is a kind of cat with a great big mane and it roars like that. What is it? That's right, a lion. These animals like to bounce around in a tummy pouch is where their babies are found. What are they? That's right, kangaroos. Great job with those. Super fun. Zoo riddles, you are awesome guessers. Wake up, little T. Today is the perfect day for the zoo. Uh-oh, does little T look very excited to go to the zoo? How do you think she's feeling right now? To the zoo we go. We could be the first ones there. Hurry up. What if there's a new monkey? So, what if someone was afraid of going to the zoo? What? What are you afraid of? I can't remember. It's okay, little T. We won't go until we figure it out. Let's take a guess. Does it start with an A? Or B? Or C? No, it's none of those three. Can you see, what animals are they pretending to be? Looks like maybe an alligator and a bull and a camel. Does it jump in the road? Can it give itself showers? Maybe it's pink. Like a flamingo, right? Or very tall. We've talked about these tall animals already, right? Giraffes. Not that tall. Or maybe a hyena. Does it live in the tropics? Or gloop through the ocean? Does it hop with a pocket? Does it roar? Is it a monkey? No, silly, I'm braver than that. Is it one of those whales with a horn? No. Owls and towels? Ha! I'm not afraid of those. Squawk! Not afraid of those. Psst. Nope. Wow, look at that. They made a whole rhinoceros. Still not afraid. What is this? Slithery creature. Is that a slithery snake? You are extinct and she doesn't exist. Is that a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and a unicorn. I want to go to the zoo. Vampire bat, and some wriggly worms. A Xanthus. What's that? I think it's a yak. How do we make a yak? Ta-da! I'm not afraid of any of this. So, what if someone wanted to go to the zoo? Then tomorrow is the perfect day for it. Tickets. Look at those creepy long nails. Ah, there goes Big Sister running away. Tickets, please. The end. Wow, there really are so many amazing animals you could encounter on your trip to the zoo. You know, sometimes when I'm at the zoo, I like to imagine taking a lion or a tiger or a bear home as a pet. If you could pick any zoo animal to take home, to cuddle with and read books to and teach to do fun tricks, what animal do you think would be best? Well, while you think about that, we're going to play a little game, and I need to grab a special helper. Do you know what this instrument is called? This is my ukulele. It looks a little bit like a guitar, but it's a lot smaller, and it only has 4 strings. I'm going to use the ukulele today to play a song for you, and this song is also a game. So during the chorus of this song, I'm going to be singing the word bounce a lot. And while I'm singing the word bounce, you're allowed to bounce up and down using your legs. Parents, if you're watching this with your kiddo in your lap, you could bounce them up and down on your knees. You could grab your favorite bouncy toy and bounce it up and down, but as soon as I stop singing bounce and I start singing the verses, you need to sit down and take a break. I'm trusting you, all right? So, have you thought about what animal you'd like to take home with you from the zoo? Well, before you decide, there is one I'd like to suggest. Get yourself a baby kangaroo. Hey, you know what a kangaroo will do? They'll bounce, 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 then they'll bounce some more. So get yourself a baby kangaroo. Hey, you know what a kangaroo will do? They'll bounce, 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 and when you get tired of the bouncing, they will bounce. Woo. When he's little, he's cute. Your mom will like him too. But pretty soon your house looks like a zoo, and Dad will enjoy not working so hard, 'cause grass won't ever grow in your yard. So get yourself a baby kangaroo. Hey, you know what a kangaroo will do? They'll bounce, 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 and when you get tired of the bouncing, they will bounce. Now, before you even know it, your pet is fully grown. He'll need a bigger yard, he'll need a bigger home, 'cause when he was little, he loved to bounce, but now he's bigger and he loves to bounce. So get yourself a baby kangaroo. Hey, you know what a kangaroo will do? They'll bounce and 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 bounce, and then they'll bounce some more. So get yourself a baby kangaroo. Hey, you know what a kangaroo will do? They'll bounce and 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 bounce, and when you get tired of the bouncing, they will bounce. Whew! Wow, that was a lot of bouncing. All right, I think it's time to sit down for one last story. This is Tell the Truth Pangolin by Melinda Beattie, and Paola Escobar. Pangolin was enjoying himself on the royal swing in the bright summer sunshine when... Ow! Oh no! The swing broke. What do you think happened? Pangolin got up and dusted himself off. Heavens! What have I done? And what will I tell the queen? He hurried to the stables to ask his friend Badger. Oh, faithful Badger, he said, I've broken the queen's swing and I don't know what to tell her. Badger scratched his stripy chin. Maybe you can say that one of her musicians needed 2 new strings for his lute. Pangolin thought about that. Thank you for your help, kind sir, he replied. Maybe. Well, there's a musician taking the ropes to make strings, but is that what really happened? But Pangolin worried, so he went to the jousting field to ask his friend Goose. Oh, gallant Goose, he said, I've broken the queen's swing and I don't know what to tell her. Goose ruffled her downy feathers. Perhaps you can say that a giant bird mistook the ropes for worms. Pangolin thought about that. Thank you for your help, good mistress, he replied. Perhaps. Well, there's a bird trying to eat the ropes, but is that what happened? But Pangolin still worried, so he went to the castle gate to ask his friend Fox. Oh, noble Fox, he said, I've broken the queen's swing and I don't know what to tell her. Fox twitched his tall ears. Might you say that the king needed to repair his royal jump rope? Pangolin thought about that. Thank you for your help, kind sir, he replied. I might. There's the king with his jump rope, but is that what really happened? But Pangolin worried even more, so he went to the kitchen to talk to his friend Cat. Oh, busy Cat, he said, I've broken the queen's swing and I don't know what to tell her. Cat stroked her long whiskers. You could say a bear had something stuck between his teeth. Pangolin thought about that. Thank you for your help, good mistress, he replied. I could. There's a bear flossing his teeth, but is that what really happened? Now Pangolin worried more than he ever had before. At the entrance to the queen's chamber, he met his friend Pug. Oh, wise Pug, he said, I've broken the queen's swing and I don't know what to tell her. Pug stuck out his tongue, crossed his eyes, and stood on his head. Tell her it was abducted by aliens. Pangolin thought about that, but not very hard. Thank you for your help, kind sir, said Pangolin, and he got in line to see the queen. Well, there's some aliens, but is that what really happened? As he waited, Pangolin wondered if anyone had ever been so worried about anything. When it was finally his turn, his feet felt heavy, his heart felt poundy, his stomach felt spinny, and his knees felt knocky. Good morning, your majesty, he said, bowing. Oh, Pangolin, wailed the queen, someone's broken my swing. Pangolin hung his head. I know, he said miserably. I was there. Well then, however did it happen? She asked. Pangolin swallowed hard. A giant bird had something stuck between his teeth. Pangolin's heart pounded faster. No, I mean, a lute-playing bear mistook it for a worm. Pangolin's stomach spun faster. Actually, jump-roping aliens made off with the king. Pangolin's knees knocked harder. Finally, the queen bent down to look at him. Pangolin, what's the matter? She asked gently. Your Majesty, he whispered. It wasn't a giant bird, or a bear, or aliens. The queen nodded. Well then, who was it? She asked. Pangolin took a deep breath. It was me, your Majesty. I broke the swing, and I'm very sorry. The queen kissed Pangolin on his scaly head. Thank you for telling me, dear friend. Will you help me fix it? Pangolin smiled. I will. And so they did. The end. Well, we stayed all day and I'm getting sleepy. Sitting in the car getting sleepy. Home already and I'm sleepy 'cause we've stayed all day. We went to the zoo. How about you? Thank you so much for joining me for story time today. I had so much fun singing and playing and learning all about some of my favorite zoo animals with you. It's almost time for us to go, but before we do, we have to say goodbye by singing our goodbye song. Now, to sign goodbye in ASL, we put our hand up next to our face like this. We fold our fingers over in a little wave goodbye. Ready? Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. My name is Miss Evalyn, and there is always room in my story circle, so don't forget to click that subscribe button. I will be back next week with another video, and next month with another story time. Until then, goodbye, friends.